context of this award or recognition that we're doing, it's part of the nurturing initiative. It's an attempt to do something to build community, recognize some of the people in our community that are doing good things, supporting others, supporting young people, supporting their peers, the other teachers in the school community, and it's part of the nurturing component of our overall plan. Gloria Lipkin, who's a member of our nurturing committee, has been involved in that for a long time. She's been very active at that middle school, Park Forest Middle School, with regard to Project Pride, Planet Peace initiatives that we're doing in our middle school. And that's been really the strong point in our district for anti-bullying initiatives, for pro-social behavior initiatives. They do puppet shows at the elementary school. The middle school kids come and do puppet shows about bullying and getting along and community building, and Gloria's been doing it forever.
I've worked with the Nurturing Committee since it started, and that's been a lot of fun because our mission has kind of expanded over time. We started the Nurturing Committee as an offshoot of a group of us in the early 90s who were developing student or peer mediation programs. So we began with the idea of mediation, or a new word for that I guess could be win-win problem solving. And we started training adults in the buildings, and then we started training students. We need to meet with the kids all year long because when they do mediations, there's not an adult in the room. So we need to make sure that they really are pretty good at going through the steps of mediation and at paraphrasing what people are saying and helping the kids brainstorm their solutions. And if we just had we do a 2-day training in the fall, but if that was all we did, we wouldn't be keeping them up to speed with their skills and practicing. So what you're going to see is we have a time of day, the last period, it's called area. And area period is the activity period of the day. And so all of our peer mediators on either day 1 or day 2 go to mediation area. Never heard of the term nurturing committee anywhere else. But the different components that we're bringing to the table are certainly not unique to our school district.
The recognition is called Community Builder, and really it's to those who present a positive attitude, are known as hard workers, sharing colleagues, people who go far beyond what is expected of them on a regular basis, and generally they build a community in which they're living in. And so we've chosen to have a pretty informal process. The Nurturing Committee is identifying staff members who are suggested as representing those kinds of attributes. One of the recent recipients, Greg Summers, who's a math teacher at the high school, has been with the district for a long time. He's done a lot of other things besides teaching math, and he's been coaching, he's involved in lots of community activities, and he's just a very hardworking person who every day gets up and works hard, gets after the things he needs to do. He's willing to take risks to help kids, to help other staff members. That's how he is.
He's a lot of fun, very energetic.
If we have trouble with any problems, he'll always go through it with us.
He gets really excited about whatever we're doing, and it's kind of contagious so that our entire class kind of is absorbed in it, regardless of whether or not we're inanely enthusiastic about math. He's got a lot of energy, and he's everywhere, and he's always really excited about everything he's teaching, and that makes you really excited also. Sometimes he does lectures and he writes on the overhead, and sometimes, like, if we're having problems with homework, he does board problems, and you can put up problems that you want to have done, and either he'll let another student do it for participation point, or he'll explain it so that you understand all the homework problems.
When I was a kid, the 3 R's of education were reading, writing, and arithmetic. Someone has suggested that perhaps in these days it ought to be rigor, relevance, and relationships. And to sort of speak to that, I like to try to give the kids a challenge. That's the rigor part. I like to show them how mathematics relates to their real life to make it relevant. But I also think one of the most important parts is the relationships, or are the relationships. And you know, I show my kids that I respect them and I love them, and I hope they feel the same way. Other things other than math class here at school, I'm the student government advisor, and I advise the math club, and I also help to organize the homecoming parade, which is a nice social event. As far as the award in general, I think it's nice that my colleagues can be recognized. I think it's a nice thing. You know, it was completely unexpected. I just sort of do what I do, and it was unexpected.